This video contains spoilers for the Naruto Storm Connection story. If you care about that particular thing, stop now or else keep watching because that's pretty much what this is, a story.
Come on, I'm a newbie. Help me out.
It doesn't matter if you're a beginner or not. You just want things to be easier.
This is the unfortunate issue with this game and modern gaming in general. Okay, so let's start with number one, the leaks were right. Ever since the video that I made from before about the Reddit post and the stuff that Senju were saying, shout outs to Senju, what he was saying ended up being mostly true. Probably the stuff that didn't come from that didn't come out for the stuff that he was saying probably has not released yet, but everything that he said so far, I want to say at least not everything, 90% of it has been correct in one way or another. And it's we can see it from inside the files because this game is a glorified DLC. It is so bad in the files that they have every single UI file from Storm 4. This game is a literal copy from Storm 4. It's actually disgusting. There's no optimization at all when it comes to file size, specifically the big, PNG cutscenes that have, black blood on it. It's ridiculous. It doesn't even make any sense. So, yeah, shout outs to Senju. He was actually, he may have gotten the short end of the stick because he was being told ended up being true. But along the development pipeline, Bandai probably was like, no, release the game. We need to release the game before November, most likely before Black Friday, because that's usually where the holiday seasons is at. But even from the story mode, from the character's name exactly and their motives, just from the leak, I made a previous video, like I said, that has all that stuff in it. Everything from that leak is in this game. Well, not everything, mostly. Again, this is a spoiler video. So from the characters' names, even Toneri I can never say his name right. That wasn't a leak. He's in the game as well because he does help Boruto. He's not a playable character yet, but he's in the story mode. So going on into the actual story of this game, it is a visual improvement from the previous games. On the PS5, it looks fantastic. But that's all this is good looking, and that's it. Specifically when it's in the in-game cutscenes, when they use pre-render cutscenes, you can see the difference and it's quite jarring. I really wish they didn't do both because that, number one, drives up the file size, but also it looks weird because when you're playing it on the PS5, again, I'm reviewing the PS5 version, the in-game visuals look phenomenal. They look great. And then at certain times with certain cutscenes, they will switch into a pre-render and they just look at it like, what is this? So this is not even an adventure mode. This is basically cutscenes the whole time. This story takes about between 6 to 8 hours depending on how you do it. When I first started playing this, I started pressing skip at the beginning because I didn't particularly care about the story at the beginning. I just wanted to see what happened around the end. But there is no adventure mode here. So if you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna play this like a previous Storm game that has adventure mode, I can, play some sort of RPG, I collect stuff, level up stuff, yada yada. No, that's not what this is. It's literally cutscenes along the way. That's all this is, cutscenes. The lip syncing is very weird, but that's been a Storm standard since like the beginning because the lip syncing never works well in different languages. And then in Japanese is doable, but it's still weird because the way they set up certain things. But yeah, that's basically what this the story mode is for this particular game. I do want to say that another waste would be there is no QTEs for the boss battles. I don't know why they didn't include this. It doesn't make any sense. CyberConnect 2 is the only company that is good at doing QTEs. I enjoy them a lot. You may disagree. I don't really care, but they were the only ones that actually made QTEs fun. Specifically the Storm games and Asura's Wrath. I don't know if you guys ever played that game. Fantastic. It's another kind of a cutscene kind of game. But the QTEs were great, and there is no QTEs at all. And the only place that there is QTEs is the history mode, which I'm probably gonna make another video on. But there is QTEs, but they're heavily nerfed and they take no skill. They like 1 or 2 buttons, and you cannot even fail them because even if you fail them, the cutscene progresses anyway. So they took away the failing ones. I don't know why. Okay, so let's start with the actual story. Now, I'm not gonna say everything that happens, but the game centers around this game called Ninja Heroes, and the guide in the name named Nanashi. She's like the second protagonist of the game. More on her in a bit, and basically, Boruto and friends and other people, they put on a VR headset and you experience the ninja world through their thing. And then you're supposed to pick a character and then play as that character. But in this case, Naruto gets chosen for Boruto, and this is when I say a while back, Senju was talking about, or Senju Japan, excuse me, was talking about there being character creation in this game. Now, I think this is what he was talking about. It makes more sense in this thing if you were to create your own character and do missions with that character, because there's certain parts of the game where she makes you do like random missions to collect, not really collect because you don't get nothing as a player, but Boruto gets something in this case, uh, to do stuff, and you pick a character from the select screen. I think you were supposed to play as the character that you're supposed to create, but since they scrapped the idea, they didn't bring it. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like it's kind of weird, but it's kind of weird. So again, throughout this whole time, this is not an adventure mode. It's just pure cutscenes. You do nothing this whole time, and you're just doing random missions and you're enjoying the game. I personally think this part of the game, the beginning of the game, was boring story wise, because again, that's all there is to it. The game's antagonist, excuse me, is Mercs, and this guy. Mercs is obsessed with bringing, pain, just like Pain did back in the day. I don't know, are they pulling some sort of nostalgia strings here? But the way he comes off is very bland and very unoriginal. He has his artificial Sharingan that somehow he got some way. Well, no, that's not somehow, because the scientist dude makes it for him somehow. And he basically uses Nanashi to pull the whole world in under a genjutsu, like Infinite Tsukuyomi, like Madara tried to do. Non-original, very boring. The character's motives is whack. Like I get the girl Nanashi, so her basically she's part of the group named Zero, and Zero's plan is, oh, we want to make everybody fight because we hate the world of ninja. Very original, but sure, that's what she does, and she hates it because of what happens in her past. And of course, she's Uchiha, which again kind of goes back to my other video, which I predicted that the new character was gonna be a Uchiha of some kind. After Nanashi uses her jutsu to attempt to do like a Infinite Tsukuyomi like before, Sasuke, being one of the protagonists, somehow saves himself with his Susanoo, just like he did against Kaguya when it shielded him from the moon for some reason. It's the same thing, just like the original story. So that's basically it. Nanashi is like an Uchiha from back in the day that somehow got sealed away, and then Merc somehow find her. They never actually explain how he found her. He just found her, and then she has this Sharingan that can turn into Mangekyo. Don't even think about it. I'm not even going to go down this route. But anyway, later on, you find out that in order to save everyone, you have to go through Naruto's memory, because a lot of people know who Naruto is. So he's kind of linked to everybody in the world, since he brought peace. So then you go through Naruto's memories, and you basically do this flashback thing of all the main Naruto specific, him, the character, fights throughout his journey. And you basically do the same fights you could have done in history mode. So this is when they threw the ball, in my opinion. They could have had this in history mode in here. So what I'm thinking more is like Crash Bandicoot kind of thing. I don't know if you guys, I think Crash 1 or 2, I forget. Maybe 3. When you walk around and you select a world, you select different worlds. They should have put history mode in this mode, and during this time, it could have been like an adventure mode thing where you go through Naruto's store of memories, including other relevant characters. I'm gonna say here the word relevant, and you get to pick the fight. You maybe could add some modifications here and there, and it could have been more like an actual game, because again, there's still no game yet. You're just watching something this whole time. There's no game. Once you go through all the fights from Zabuza all the way to Sasuke at the very end of Shippuden, then you save everybody, and then people stop fighting each other, because Naruto is the main character. After that, you fight Nanashi again, and this time she has like a little, she has like extra moves or whatever. Doesn't matter. And then after that, you fight Mercs and the Susanoo, because he ends up having the same type of shotgun that she has, but different. And then he sucks in everybody's power like a spirit bomb, and then summons his own Susanoo somehow. Don't think about it. That's the bad guy. Let's move on. So yeah, you fight them too, and then Naruto and Sasuke get bested because of course they are, because it's Boruto's story. And then uh they basically fight. They go down a little bit, and then Boruto saves the day. That's basically the TLDR what happens. I'm not gonna explain everything word for word because that's a waste of time. Then after that, you do a flashback where uh you basically, oh yeah, I skipped the part. So basically, after you fight Mercs, something happens, somebody dies, and then you go to the past, and well, what am I saying? Somebody dies. Nanashi dies, but she dies at the end because she used too much of a power or whatever, or they sucked too much of her powers. And then you go back into the game later on, and then Toneri's like, oh, hey, we can still save her somehow. There's stuff that happens in between, but there's no point even going down that point. At this point in the game turns into some Kingdom Hearts nonsense. If you play Kingdom Hearts, you will know what I'm talking about. They even bring nobodies into this. It's kind of ridiculous. So basically, he's like, oh, if you and her are connected, I'm gonna play a clip.
However, if 3 special conditions are fulfilled, the opportunity opens for a brief moment.
What are those 3 conditions?
The first is to use an unstable space that's capable of controlling the principles of time as a source. The second condition is for it to be the night of a full moon. And lastly, you need an object that signifies a connection between the person in the present and the person in the past.
You did? But why? Why would you do that for me? I'm a nobody.
A nobody? Come on, you've got to be kidding me.
Who are you? Me? I'm nobody.
You serious?
If you and her are connected, you can go to the past and then change the past and save her. And that's literally what you do. And then you fight some previous which you have from the past. And then you fight all of them, and you do like 2-3 fights. And then you save her, and then Boruto disappeared. And then that's it. That's literally what happens. That's basically the whole story from beginning to end, or it's not mostly. I definitely abbreviated / skipped a good amount of things that I think are relevant. The biggest downfall for this was the boss fights. None of them had QTEs. None of them. I don't know why. Not even the Naruto and Sasuke. The Naruto and Sasuke fight at the beginning was a big spectacle, but the rest are nothing like it. Not even that, because that thing was mediocre too. That one sucked. There's no QTs, and I like QTs. Cyber Connect, if you're for some reason watching this video, I like the way you guys did QTEs. Please bring them back. Do not get discouraged. Stop it. You don't have to make this game for babies, okay? You can make it in hard mode. You can make it an option. Don't get rid of them. Those things, I find those things to be fun. So yeah, that's basically the overall story of this game. Well, the Boruto special story. But overall, I gave this story like a 4, mainly because, at the end, it kind of got a little bit more interesting, mainly because I wanted to see what's happened. But again, this is literally a story. There's nothing happening here. They have the nerve to think that this is an anime and showing you flashbacks for something you watched less than 3 minutes ago is ridiculous. I don't know why. The Naruto flashback should have been merged with history mode. I don't know why they didn't do it. That should have been like a 2-in-1 kind of thing. It probably was at some point. Not to mention the QTs are missing, like I just said. The Ninja Heroes thing should have been a character creation, which they probably had the idea to do. Or if I'm guessing, they probably already have the stuff working, and they're probably gonna live service this game for you to create your own character and monetize the hell out of this game. I think that's probably what they're gonna do as well. It could be anything, but this was a overall disappointment. The visual again was good. There's a story, sure. There's no adventure mode. There's no boss battle QTs. The boss battle are lackluster. Nothing really happens like the previous Storm games, and I think they could have done better. But that's yeah, I don't know if they could have done better because that's they are here just trying to get the bag. They don't really care about a lot of things. Well, maybe not the developers. I'm talking about Bandai in this case because Bandai is just like, well, we just need this game to release before holiday. I don't care what you guys have to deal with. Figure it out, kind of thing. At least that's how it seems all the time because they do not care. In the files, there's so everything from Storm 4 is there, from the UI, from all their extra files. Everything is there. Even Storm 4 demo images are in the connection files. I don't know what happened. They refused to optimize this game too. There is some loading screens on PS5, which shouldn't be a thing. I know why they're there because the game is still on PS4 and the Switch, but that's weird on the PS5. But let me know what else you guys think they could have done. I specifically died when they started talking about nobodies and stuff. I was just losing it. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. You know all the nonsense. See you guys later.